no more heroes time. No more hero banners. Let's have a look from the AWWWWWW Awards. World after COVID. Experts forecast the world after COVID and share their advice on the wisdom people can use now to make it a better place. An initiative by Wisdom and Culture Lab of U Waterloo. So this is a site that's going to provide wisdom, so it's experts information. It's a very content heavy site. Let's have a look. Ooh, jumpy dancey animations. How do we navigate the changes? Okay, so this is fancy. It's certainly the kind of thing the Web Awards people like. I'm gonna guess there's some sort of WebGL setting here that's masking, just because there's a bit of there's a relative to the speed which you track the page. It's the circle grows. It's got too much of a smoothness for it to be a CSS property or something. So that's quite cool. And you can use this torchlight to unearth the people not socially distancing on this beach. How do we navigate the changes? I mean, the thing is, I'm so distracted by this, I'm not at all reading the page. It's quite fun to play with. Whoa! How do we navigate the changes ahead? World after COVID. Okay, there's a dancey jump in. This doesn't look like a menu. I sort of thought it was some sort of cookies pop-up till I actually glanced at what it said. Same here. They all just look like pop-ups. They're a bit jarring. So I'll scroll, as that's what they navigate, and there you go. Boom. Expert forecast the world after COVID and share the advice on wisdom people can use. Thing is with that, I don't know what that illustration really represents other than here's a group of people. It's just a pretty image. And this thing of I'm going to unveil it through this hover, like you're not... you might make the premise that this is about adding clarity to a murky, confusing time, and this trying to unearth some information. This website's going to provide you some light in the dark and some vision. But the fact that the image is kind of not massively relevant to anything I don't get that sense from it, you know. The old jumpy numbers, which are a real staple these days on stats for websites. 57 scientists, 5 questions, which is not an impressive number. 5 questions. 60 themes. Okay. I'm not reading either. I'm not drawn to read this text. It's not jumping out at me. So far, it's not that impressive. Time capture of things for the thing. Engrossment found a project team. So here's all the information we've tucked at the bottom. So it seems like quite a clinical, quite a dry website, which is saying here's important information. And so far, it's largely distracting you with tap dancing and motion. There's things where like it can definitely add to your website, but it can also detract from what you're trying to convey. So I've clicked on a question, and this feels a lot like who are those type form, those guys where you get a big question and you hit a key and it kind of transitions. So now look like I'm being asked questions. Question 1, which domain aspect shows the most significant positive change? Scientist responses. Michael Ross. And again, yeah, I mean, that's impressive that you've got their photo hovering over the text, making it hard to read. But it adds 0. I mean, think about this. If as you hovered, the image just popped up here, or just showed on a hover, it would look better and it would make it easier to read this. This is for no reason, just silly. Do I need their names to become emboldened as I hover them? Do I need this information? I'm not really taking to it. So I go here. World after COVID. And there, that was a lot of. I clicked a button, folded that away. Then folded up another thing to say world after COVID for a few seconds, to fold that away, to then fold me a third page. I really sense that someone's got a new UI kit and they really just want to show you all the things they can do because it's so far clunky. Transcription of the video. Oh, and here's transcription of what they say. And this is it. This is what the website is. This is what the thing I've now done 2 or 3 clicks to get to, which is someone writing. Oh, and the hover, when you select text, it's kind of just does this instead, which is nice, but it's probably an accessibility nightmare. Because now this looks like it's linked. I don't like that. So yeah, here's some videos of some people. But again, I'm just not naturally reading it. The text doesn't appear, even though it's quite large. It just doesn't. I'm not drawn to just naturally start reading it more than like an article in a newspaper. This thing's very clunky. And at this point, there's no real breadcrumb, so I can't easily get back. I've got next interview, previous interview, back to questions themes here. But I couldn't tell you where I am in the chain or where things are. Doing that jump up transition each time isn't that valuable. Themes. Living in the moment, possibly. So obviously it's very light on imagery. I decided to just work off this very minimal colour palette. But there's not even, like here you've got tiles. And on the other one, it's a blue background and it's different. Here with this one you've got to click a button for each question to get a row of people. So the questions and themes have different design layouts. And then the home page has got its own layout. So it's like 3 different websites that loosely have, because this one's using these image reveals. And this thing, man, I don't like this website. I think if someone referred me to it saying there's some really interesting stuff on here, you can get some really good responses, trying to track down the specific scientist or thinker or whoever and just get their responses would feel hard. And I feel like it would be like you have to really wade through to find information versus like a really static, non-moving site which had just a straightforward menu system where I could just click on the person, click on their responses and read them, and I didn't have to kind of jump through a wormhole every time something happened. This is an award-winning site or something. People love a transition and animation, but I think this really demonstrates you've got to pick your battles and pick when you actually want to use them, because yeah, I'm not a fan. I'll link it in the description. Please have a look through the site there. Let me know what you think. That's what I'm going to say here. Ta-ra.